future escape. Take me back to you. Just shake the ground. Oh, this lightness, it will fill the air around. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. Let the future escape.
You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Feel like something new. Here on overload, all my body is for you to hold. Feel like something new, yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Feel like something new. don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm letting loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof. Best in the game, we all know my name. Can't run now, it's too late. Got winning in my blood, in my DNA. It's destiny, it's fate. Unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable. I'm invincible. Unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable. I'm invincible. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm letting loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof. If you wanna be my love, boy, we gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, I'll show you what you wanna know. wanna be tied, hanging by your side. And I wanna be tied, tethered to my pride. Hate to waste your time. Go and live your life. It's something that I felt for so time. But as a woman, Valentine, safety nets are overrated. Yeah, if you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation. Yeah, there's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground, so I can start to run. I don't wanna be tied, moving toward my pride. I don't wanna be tied, feels like it's my time. I don't need your life. Don't you waste your time.
lack of faith and breakthrough. Faded from color, reaching to find where the wonder hides. Saying it'll all be fine, why you sit around and waste your time? Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive. I'm holding out as I fight. I feel my colors wash away. Been finding my ground in the light of the hours I can claim. 'Cause in time I restore my complexion and find that I left my distractions behind. In the meantime, I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Fading from color, reaching to find where the wonder hides. Saying it'll all be fine, why you sit around and waste your time? Fading from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
What is up, fellas? We're taking away another night of ESL Challenger League Season 49. We're here in South America. Maybe some familiar voices if you've been listening to ESL Pro League or maybe other channels around hate watches, perhaps. I don't know, but we'll see. I'm fine. I'm joined by my longtime co-commentator, Cole Exner McHenry. He's away with Darth Mike. He was there for ESL Pro League, but now he's joining me here on ECL South America, as we're usually here on this part of the region. What's good, Cole?
Oh, we're so back, man. Looking forward to it. Should be a fun day. Not only are we getting through NACS here later down the line, but we got South America to kick us all off. So, fun way to start things off in this opening matchup for us. Bestia versus Crew. It's been a while since we've been running on ECL, and looking forward to seeing how kind of things have built up so far throughout the season, getting a check-in back into some of the action that we've seen so far throughout the season, and looking at who's on top. I mean, Bestia right now, a team that you would expect to be, you know, so dominant here, has had to undergo so many changes throughout the season, and it'll be interesting to take a look as to how they're shaping up here. I mean, a decent standing for them so far, but you know, not quite top of the charts.
Yeah, right. I mean, 6-4 is great, but you know, making roster changes mid-season, they're not satisfied with it. As we take a look at the overall standings start of the season here, we do have, you know, some very surprising teams towards the top end. That's because of the amount of matches they've played, but I think squads like Fluxo are going to quickly bubble their way up to the top. And well, we have yet to see. The jury's out on a squad like Red Canids and seeing how well they can do in the season. They've made some big signings. They have big names, but I think we saw in their very first official here just a month prior, after they signed those big names in Phelps, that Red Canids team has been drawing a lot of question marks. Yeah.
I mean, they've gotten significantly, you know, older and more experienced in a certain sense, but you know, they've also lost some really key pieces for that team. So interesting to see how things shape up. You have our Kadia player to watch though in this matchup. And speaking about a player who's been around the block, he's experienced, he's had his time in the sun here, and is now looking to build back into that. It's Leo DRK here for this Bestia roster. It's definitely a surprising landing spot for him, but this could really be a golden opportunity at redemption for him in his career.
Yeah, you know, Leo has had his time at some of the top of South American Counter-Strike. If you remember, for longtime viewers, Sharks in 2019 were one of the strongest teams, one of the best up-and-coming squads in the region. Leo DRK was powering that unit. He got a chance on Oplano, he got a chance on MIBR, but has since kind of gone bubbling down here in the South American Tier 2. Now he has a chance with a really good team surrounded with great individuals. Thomason and Lucha are the future of this region, and he has a chance to really bring some experience and play with great teammates instead of having to bubble around with some of the up-and-comers. He's on an established unit, and I really want to see him improve himself. He's still 25. He's still got some longevity left in his career. Let's see if he can bring it here with Bestia.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big kicker here, right? Can he bring up some of that longevity? Can he bring that experience here? I mean, we've seen Bestia trial some of the Argentinian and talent for quite some time, but it's interesting to see them kind of leaning away from that now with the newer rosters. We saw Pank for a short stint there, and now him no longer with the org, but I'm excited to see Leo DRK. We'll take a look at the map here and see what we're going to be playing out. It's Nuke for both of these teams. It doesn't come as a surprise for me whatsoever to see both these rosters kind of lean in towards Nuke. We knew that, you know, for the longest of times here, Noxy on this team, absolute expert on this map when it comes to the calling, but there's a lot of new moving pieces that they have to get figured out quickly. And how is that going to work for this roster? It's going to be a big question mark.
Yeah, we'll see as well. There's some extra roster changes down the stretch as well. Crew are currently trialing a player themselves in the form of Honda. Now, talk about a player who made an impact on a scene but hasn't really done too much left. I think the running joke of his career, he's got 2 insane Deagle aces. That's worth a search up for one of the most crazy Counter-Strike highlights to ever grace Tier 1 back on Furia.
Wasn't his first
It
round
was his first official. I think it was the second round he ever played on Furia was a force by Deagle ace. And one of the most ridiculous ones at that. But he hasn't done much since. So, again, another proving point here for this Crew team that has been kind of on the struggle bus as of late. So, really trying to like break into the upper echelon. You know, a name like Crew is one of the biggest in South America, and not making the biggest dent in South American Counter-Strike.
Yeah, they're looking to make splashes here. When they first came on the scene, we were talking a little bit about the kind of surprise with, you know, going in the direction of like a Argentinian squad. They kind of surprised us with some of the pickups, because we did see later down the line that, you know, there's a lot of good options for young talent in the Argentinian scene there. That La Rugineta roster back in the day comes to mind, but you know, you're looking at right now a team that is kind of offering up some high expectations. They have a pretty decent season so far in ECL already, and they've been able to pull off some decent victories as well here in the past. And for me, it kind of shows that this is a team that's building, right? If you're able to, you know, move through this season of Challenger League kind of operating at a decent high at the moment, you know, picking up consistent wins, your toughest tests are still yet to come for sure when you look at playing up against Bestia right now in this matchup, and then later down the line Sharks. But you know, a playoff run there into a potential you know, succeeding in that department, that could be you know, excellent in terms of offered up success, and especially going up against this Bestia squad while they're kind of weakened. This is their perfect opportunity to strike.
And hey, Crew are no stranger to having some really strong moments. You know, if they make playoffs, that's just enough of a chance to get a spot at ESL Pro League. That would be a huge opportunity for this team. And they made it to the Perfect World Shanghai RMR through a couple miracles, especially a BO1 victory versus Fluxo. That was the big upset that kind of got them there. Didn't really make the biggest splash besides, well, taking down our North American team Nouns, but Crew in that, you know, in that own right, they can make big runs to try and qualify to international tournaments. I think that's the first step for this Argentinian team. But obviously, Bestia, I think, is first in line when it comes to making those international events. Both these teams kind of in the same boat, where they do just want to get that European experience, the limited amount of tickets here in this region to go overseas. Legacy stole, I think, the PGL Bucharest slot. So we have some of these top teams here in this region taking those tickets, and Bestia trying to hang themselves among the rest.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly kind of the point right now, is that this squad that Crew does bring is looking for that next step. They're looking to kind of level up their game. I think, you know, they're given the resources here, a lot of boot camping from the squad from what I've seen in the past as well. So, you know, you have so many opportunities to really thrive here. You need to now see that growth and enter into the next step. Now, obviously, with the way that VRS is working right now, there's a bit of a difference in the path that you do it, right? I mean, last time, you know, we would talk about Bestia with the RMR systems and things of that nature as a team that was so consistently there, but without that kind of being an option here, it does offer up some questions as to what your path to that international competition is going to be. And obviously both these teams are capable of getting to that, but they have to you know, show it here in this season in this matchup. So it'll be interesting to see what they can bring to the table.
Yep, sesh complete. We're done. We're hopping into game here between Bestia and Crew. A couple teams making roster changes in the mix. And Crew taking it away on the T side. Fine job by Cole Exner McHenry, as we do have leading off a ramp side stack for Bestia.
A lot of presence here. See how they can shape this thing up. A quick flash peek there, looking for some info. No idea what that name is. I can't lie.
Yeah.
What on earth is that? We have Leo DRK trying to fight up through heaven. Who do you think it is?
I think it might be Laser, I would assume.
That's one way to spell it right there. I don't know that spelling, but Kaysen looking to laser out some shots towards the outer yard. There's a little bit of success and is keeping wraps on heaven at the moment pretty well. For now, has to slow things down a little bit. Can't take that direction.
Yeah. It's spelling out his last name.
Okay.
Yeah, Laser is a very unique individual here. He's half, South American. I'm not sure. Yeah, his first name's Eduardo. His last name is Shekin. I think it's it's very hard to pronounce. It's CH and SH and EKIN together. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that is Laser here. But yeah, he's a Kazakh player in South America.
He's been on this team for quite some time as well, if I'm not mistaken there. So it's pretty cool to see that sort of combination, what sort of experience he can bring to the table. Set up though. Looking good and great coverage. Casey not able to take the kill though just yet. Swings out forward and eventually Laser targets him in. So Thomasin has to save this round from the brink.
He's good. How good?
Impossible. But he's gonna have a tough time getting up this ladder.
Yeah, I think it's time to back away here. Yeah, Laser, just a very interesting story. But he's been competing in South American Counter-Strike for at least 5 years here as a player. So it's not like he's some European import or anything like that. Just a unique upbringing and a situation that gets him down into, I would assume, Argentina. As Crew is an Argentinian team, and he probably has to speak Spanish alongside his teammates.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That's a safe bet. It is nice start though for Crew, able to kick things off with that pistol. The save on the pistol though for Thomasin doesn't really give them a lot. Actually, oh, he went down, so that makes sense.
Kind of force buy from BESTIA immediately back. I'm never really a fan of the CT full eco, personally. Just because the next buy you have is gonna be pretty terrible anyways. So might as well give it a whirl. Might as well give yourself a chance.
And then you can get a third round op there. So
it's flashbang.
Thomasin looking to lock it down there. Only a single kill, and it comes through with the lobby crunch. So not a lot given from the Crew side. They just take it away pretty handily. Now Laser looking for that last here. Case not a lot to hold on to either.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh! Shotgun going to chase things down, but Ataraxia will put it into the madness. That'll be a nice 2-0. Punishing the force buy. I like the idea, but can't quite get the chaos created to separate the attention.
Yeah, once the utility fades for the CT side, they kind of just have to make a move at that point. Even though they didn't really hear any outside pressure from Crew, which means even though everyone's probably going to be in lobby anyways, kind of just a desperate play there for BESTIA. Maybe they could have waited a little bit more time to see if Crew wanted to put pressure outside or begin a little bit of a challenge towards ramp, towards hut. But either way, you can't really fault the play. BESTIA on the full eco, as we're seeing now. And Riggy taking outside control here. And he's about to have some company.
A whole greeting party right there.
Okay.
He doesn't even get a chance to fire off a shot before Noxie able to collapse on him. And that does trigger the rest of the squad here to roll out ramp. But there's a gun retrieved. And they are a little late down the ramp side. I think they should be able to beat that CT side setup, but see if they can cause any more damage. They could play a decent little contained game here. Could make things interesting.
I think they could get the double doors. That would be the power position here for the CTs, but the Ts are here first.
Nice established right there. Gonna lock down these ecos here. Luchov does turn the corner with the kill. Good to see him. But that's gonna be shut down pretty quickly by Honda. Not even worried about the bomb play, just worried about getting those kills and securing the bomb site right there for Crew. All on the same page. They'll get the job done pretty easily, but a little bit of damage.
Yeah, if BESTIA were a little bit faster on their reaction, those pistols can get themselves at those double doors and stop the Ts from swinging down to control and playing that little nasty crossfire between the steps. So, a little bit slow. Perhaps that's why the tactical timeout's called in. You know, they had a chance. You want to utilize all your chances here that you can get. But obviously, this is what we've been waiting for. Full buy on the card. I assume Thomasin's probably dropping over an op to Noxie. Or it'll be Cassine to pick up a double op setup is what he was looking to be. Never mind. We got to sell. All right. So standard rifle round here. Cassine picking up the op, though.
Yeah, we've been seeing Noxie back on the, or well, not back on the rifles, but kind of introduced into the rifles for a little while. And he's been...
This is news to me.
Yeah, he's been taking a step down as a lot of older oppers and IGLs do in South America. It seems like that's the new trend here, is that you got to get the young firepower op.
Since Cassine joined, yeah, that's been the case. Just taking a peeksies at that.
I mean,
New role here for Noxie. Right? Not doing too well on the initial, but let's see what Cassine can do.
Nice coverage of the vent side. And he's got a whole lot of targets coming through from Secret here. They already beat him to the punch, so this positioning coming through could be valuable. See if it's a surprise. No, Kisin's ready for it. Goes for a third. They're committed on the angle, and that's why you give him the sticks right there. He has coverage where Noxie falls. Kisin steps up to the plate. Thomas and pushes past the smoke for another one on the back of Honda, who's left dazed and confused, and whatever he has to do, he's going to make noise doing it here. Going to run away. Try and hold on to his weaponry, but Bestia respond in a big way.
What a sequence. Yeah, no, he's getting hunted. He ain't living. Luchov with the finisher. My goodness. Okay, well, that's a great opening round there for Kisin to introduce myself to him.
I'm trying to remember, like, because I think it's been happening for a little while now. It's like you said, Kisin been on the team, but it has been like a interesting transition to watch, you know, for Noxie. Obviously, who's long-term been like a very clutch opper, but he's not super flashy. Like, I don't know if he gives you those 3 kills. He's gonna peek around that corner and probably get instant by an AK, you know, if he's opping. But he's super clutch with the AWP, so I think he's lost a little bit of that part of his game, which can give Bestia a lot. Which you've made up for it, though. It is these big multi-kills coming through, and that being more of a consistent factor is taking a step in the right direction.
I think we have an A play on the cards here. We got the util lineups. Mini smoke flashes out, Molly's in. Let's see what they got.
Noxie trying to dance between these angles right now, but they've delayed them for quite some time with a counter Molly.
They're going
they're
ramp.
Forced to reroute ramp here, and instead Thomason going to be asked for the task right now. Nice little offing on the play around, jumping around the corner. Anorexia sacrificed. The rest of the team a little late on the trade there, so a kill and getting out of dodge so valuable.
And they're out of util. Crew are out of gas. They just have to dry swing everything, and I think that's exactly what Kisin's op wants here. But they're gonna back away a little bit. The thing is they can't really afford to back away. They're no util. They're gonna have to dry run into the A site.
Yeah, just walk it right into Noxie here. The reposition's already being made as well for the rest of the squad. He does take some contact here, spotted out now. He's gonna have to ask for coverage, and Luchov has that in a big way too. Looking for the third. He does fall eventually, but the rotates have arrived in time. Kisin doesn't know what hit him. Reversive looking to save this one. Great bomb recover now. Labored spray and the pistol will do the trick. So round secured there, requiring the multi out of Luchov.
I mean, that's what Luchov is typically good for. That's why you put him in that mini position. Bestia, a very strong team. They've got some really good mechanics on players like Thomason and Luchov. I think those players are really set up for CS2. But their previous rosters didn't really have that firepower. Zoc, I wouldn't really say is a strong aimer in the same way that Luchov and Thomason are. And we've seen that firepower means more than anything in CS2. So you can understand as well why Noxie takes a step down from that AWP. Because he can't really use it. I mean, we've seen IGL oppers really struggle in CS2. I mean, Cadian, for one, is now rifling, for the record. Fallen, while he has some moments here and there, the long-term consistency, his year 2024 wasn't his best, right? So I respect the move here for Noxie to make way.
That's I mean, maybe like a bitter pill to swallow, but if it starts to lead to that ceiling being raised, which I think is what they're looking for most of all, that's the big, you know, value add that you get out of an opper, because his calling is so good. I think, you know, I've always appreciated his ability to work the map, get some good calls in.
Same for Fallen, right? Like, sometimes he might underperform in the fragging department, but there's no doubt that Fallen calls a good game.
Yeah, absolutely. I do like, you know, I wonder if that's the next step, or if, you know, before it gets to that point, if maybe that's just a chance to call it right there, if it ever comes down to that for Fallen. But either way, Luchov getting chased down, some nice mobility, running and gunning with that AK. That's one way to do it. Gets flanked from Sweetie as well, so a little bit of damage there shouldn't be too costly. Just reversive left standing. You want to give him any duels here?
I think they do. Well, he wants to give one back. But no headshot. Yeah, like just even looking at the role-wise here, Cassine really has been put in that clutch opper perspective. He's not going to be going for any ridiculous opening kills. I mean, an opper can, but generally he's saving himself for the late round. He's saving himself to trade out his teammates and simplify the situation. In the way, Noxy is picking up different roles for himself. He's picking up some of the anchor roles, while Cassine gets the mobility.
I'm trying to, long term see how Noxy's going to be able to provide in that role as well. It's a huge adjustment. We got a flash play here to reaggress though into lobby. Luchov tosses that and then instantly dives down the vents. So right now Thomason with a lot of control right now on the map here. Op in the right position.
Oh boy.
Trying to slide through. Noxy denies one person crossing. They've got to jump into Luchov's crosshair as well while they're at it.
Yeah,
so
there's
a bit
three.
Of a brutal setup.
Look at this. We got two players going back. Luchov faking footsteps backwards. Trying to bait in for the wide swing. Leo's got two. That's exactly what they were looking for. And Honda on the cross. Noxy struggling.
Yeah.
That's not the best, but we have this lobby lurk here from Thomason. He delivers a kill. Is he going to go down?
He knows he's down.
Oh,
here.
the bomb's down. The bomb's dropped. The swing from Leo. Needs the kill. He's got it. Needed to be just as precise on that play. Bestie to 4.
Yeah, that's a very tough position, right? The setup looks like it's going to work until you see the wide swing come through, the double swing into the instant headshot there. So the setup gets broken down pretty comfortably by Crew. If it wasn't for Leo DRK and his ability to offer up that multi-kill, that's the game changer right there. And then coming up clutch in the 1v1 with the bomb in his control, making the right moves, making the right decisions, never hesitating. That is a really confident showing right there from a player, again, that's hopping into this team, not going to be shaken by inexperience. He has all that already. Just trying to get the cross going. It's just pesky spam damage to kick things off, as it so often is. I don't know what to do with DRK threading in a kill while he's at it. Ooh. And the A4 provides a lot of ammunition to fire through that smoke or in front of it.
Oh, he saw a shadow.
He did see that,
but
didn't register it.
He's in some trouble here. This is going to get hard cleared by a techno. Oh, Luchov. I shouldn't have started talking. I'm so sorry, crew.
Yeah, Luchov, he means business right there. Not going to fall surprised. Holds the line pretty effective right there. And he, for me, has been, again, with Thomason, I would just say kind of becoming a little bit more anchory, a little bit more passive. Kind of, now considered, I think people are calling it the overqualified anchor. I would say that's kind of what Thomason brings right now to this roster. So, he's good with these multi-kills. He's really good at positioning, good at staying alive, but being active enough to fight in some of these rounds. Now Luchov, I think, has taken a lot of the, aggressive rifling here for this team, or put into the brunt of things a lot more for this roster. Right now he's getting aggressive, that's for sure. Cleared. Oh, somehow he makes it work right there. I don't know how he was able to find that. Luchov lands the headshot, but it's not killing blow, and Thomason's had to retreat out of ramp, so already so much real estate here for Crew.
Okay, but Cassine, he's so focused on clearing outside, but the rest of the play's coming down ramp. The op will be out of position here. But Crew hesitate. They don't have any smokes. That's the biggest issue here for Crew. So how are they going to be able to plant the bomb on the lower site? You have Leo sprinting through. He already makes it into control. Crew are in a 4v5, but the positions are not great. The molly will force Leo but to a fight, but he gets both! Insane fracking from the new player here. Cassine next at bat. Door getting slammed shut in his face. And he hits the headshot through the door. We've got a 2v2.
Oh my god, again, that's just that hesitation kicking in. They still want to gun it towards this B-bomb site. They're trying to take charge here. They have still a pesky player to work. Kaysen's still in position. They're looking to take double. And all the while, this timer is slowly starting to tick against Crew. Every second, they want to be diligent on a clear. Just one less second they have. try and operate it with the plant here. Kaysen in the single door. This should be known, and it is covered right now. Swung open, but no fights given. And reverse slides back in towards control right now. These post plants become all the more effective, but you're looking at a Molotov, and you're looking at the low HP as well.
Are they going to molly him out?
Big problem.
I think they might know. They might know this is a little too quiet to plan it out in the open. They have a molly, but oh, they're not going to use it. Thomason should be dead, but no, he's not. Instead, it'll be reversive to claim it. And Cassine just doesn't wait. He fires a shot. 1v1, 10 HP here for reversive. He jumps out of control, and oh, that's the game right there. You'd have to think swings the top ramp, but he's got it. I think he has time here.
Ooh.
Oh, no. Milliseconds. Their crew will steal it.
Wow, at the last possible second right there. Enough time being bought. Can't get on the bomb in time right there. That is brutal. Crew had to fight their way all the way through. I mean, it's a 4v5, but it still feels like they're at the disadvantage positionally. And then you look at the implications of the just slow play and the hesitation and the worry. It's a fantastic clutch coming through, though. Operating with such low HP, still being able to impact the round. So a little bit of life left here on the crew T side with that round conversion, but they are just limited constantly on the util because of how much damage is being done. Oh, these wall of smoke is going to get popped open. That's without question. It's about if they can find any kills off the back of it. Luchov loud about the reposition now inside a mini. Playing off the back of those smoke fades. Doing a lot of footsteps as they slide down the secret side. 3 players have made it successfully and pretty much untouched.
Luchov does get the information, though, that a player is in secret. Where is the rotate here for Bestia? They're pushing lobby. But crew are already getting ready to work the lower site. Again, but though, crew have no smokes for the B site. That's a huge problem. Laser gets a freebie here, but you know, 4v5, Bestia are weirdly in a good position.
Yeah, I mean, with the amount of attention, though, that has to be tucked in towards lobby, it's still going to be a challenge. Laser has done so much with that single kill. Denying info, and again, all the weight is going to be on Thomason's shoulders. You can't make the vent rotate right now, knowing that there is.
They did anyway.
Maybe you can just rotate down vents. Maybe you can ignore all precautions, but that's the reason it's risky. And Luchov looking to provide the gap that he just slipped in. It's Ataraxia still providing coverage with the rotates here. You still have Thomason on the site proper, but he might never take contact as the bomb's going to fly up the vents. He never gets his chance to shine. Instead, he's likely just gonna have to save.
They never really wanted to take B in the first place for crew. It was almost a mistake to try and hit the lower site in the first place because you have no smokes. You need at least one smoke to take the B site because the plant spots are so open. They're so visible from ramp. And so kind of the whole point there was to bait rotates and take him down. Bestia kind of played right into Crew's hands for that situation, and Thomason's gonna back off to save. A little bit of a mismanaged round from Crew that ends up panning out at the end.
Yeah, what a relief right there it is that they are able to close it out. Very chaotic situation, but I mean, really having to make some good mid-round reads, I would say, as well. Also, Bestia jumping the gun down on those rotates. You know, they just get so eager to fly down the fence, but that lack of reaction really from Bestia is interesting. You know, when you hear players get down secret, I think 100% of the time that should trigger rotates down the vent, but they never made that move. They were a little cautious about that. Maybe a fear that someone had dropped the vents earlier in the round, something of that nature, but a very kind of stagnant rotation here from Bestia, where I think they've been pretty good at staying mobile, you know, being very fluid with the map movements here, as they usually are, really, for this this team.
It's just all about losing that opening pick. If they have the 5v5 in that situation, I would take Bestia in that moment. But they're down that player, so there are gaps in the defense that were exploited. That top site found to be open. The lobby lurk of Laser was never actually dealt with. And he just walked out on that A site, no problem. Once again, every smoke burned at the start of the round, but an opening pick for Crew.
Yeah, especially onto what's a little held on to. Continuing to chew through this defense pretty easily. Not left with a lot of tools here. This is an interesting time for, you know, prior to this round, BESTIA called the timeout as well. When that there wasn't going to be a lot brought to the table. So far not able to provide a lot of setup either. Honda dismissing these ecos. And they walk into ramp free of charge essentially once again.
Yeah, this will be an easy walk in the park for this round. Just if Riggy can hold on to his gun here. And we'll see if the Africa position can be cleared. And it will not. 2 easy kills for Riggy outside. And Leo trying to get himself an AK on the way out. Bye-bye. There goes Riggy. Question of whether he'll be able to hold on to this. He's choosing T-spawn, which is the wrong call. Oh. Look who's waiting for him with open arms. Honda, easy headshot. And Crew are going to take the lead off the back of that 6 rounds on T-side Nuke.
I got a nice little package shipped right his way. Fresh off the truck. Got that new car smell here. As do BESTIA, who do like to use all their timeouts. We know that this is a team that chugs through these timeouts as much as possible. In this case, they do it in the first half. We see all 3 used early on here.
Wow, all 3 burned. That is very surprising. Just a fun fact between these 2 teams as well. But the fun fact for this is both teams have different coaches. Locomotion used to be the coach here for BESTIA. And Zote is kind of a new South American coach to the space. Newer than, say, a person like Locomotion who's been on a variety of strong teams in the region in the past. So Crew have the right guy during the attack timeouts. It looks like we're just going to hit this with a fast AXU. Outside smokes, we've got Alert coming in late, reversive. Get the kill in an Oxy, and a clean take so far. Cassine, though, and Thomason are answering back in the 2v4. Bomb has not been committed, though. That's going to be running towards ramp. Is there going to be a fast rotation? Reversive to make the play, though, thinking they're going to make the move. Instead, Thomason claims the kill. We need a Honda clutch. And he successfully fakes out the rotate, but BESTIA are not biting. Thomason walks up close to lockers. Thomason not going to play the fade. In fact, Cassine gets the spot. Honda, the jig is up here on this clutch. A 2 versus 4 clean conversion for BESTIA to win the round. It's 6-all at the half.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Miles past, turning back, found my track, face the fact she a cold one. Never gonna settle for none. Stay up every night till I want. Don't want a slow rise now. I'm confident opulence isn't a long ride out. When I look back now, I'm astounded. A quiet boy from old age, but always felt the world was a stage, yeah. I celebrate one last late night. My old life ain't staying.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm headed to LA. I'm headed on my way. I'm headed on my way to LA. Headed on my way to.
A 2 versus 4 surprise for Bestia to be able to convert that last round. Thomasin and Cassine bring it together off of the back of the timeout to make a 6-all half. It's close. I think Crew definitely fortunate. They won a couple clutches down the stretch. Can they keep it up to pull off what could be an upset here?
What is he lining up right now? Ricky looking to push past the smoke here, instantly dismissed by Thomasin. Those flashes looking perfect, and Thomasin crispy on the shots. The aggression punished pretty quickly. Honda with a quick adjustment of his own. They look to chase it in towards the ramp room here. Playing a little bit claustrophobic on the ramp side of things, but they got the long range tools to win out anyways, and they chase down the finishing blow. It's 2 guns versus the 3 here of Bestia. Those still Berettas are good, but gonna have to be perfect right now in the shots. He's already spotted out, so the element of surprise removed. So is Crew's likelihood of winning this round.
Yeah, and it's time to slink away here for Honda. Big entries from Thomasin. That's what we're more used to. To be honest, Thomasin's T side is far better than his CT. I mean, I feel like Counter-Strike 2, I mean, we've seen the stats, but ESL Pro League Season 21 was a fully T-sided tournament. And it really is just the ability to swing. You have an 8K that you can first bullet headshot people. That's genuinely been the name of the game. Whether that's what people want in Counter-Strike has been up for debate.
Yeah, it is interesting to see the kind of transition. More T-side effectiveness. I mean, especially Nuke of all maps being, T-favored. It's really interesting. I've seen, some of the best teams struggle on their defense to just figure out how to slow down.
Does Luchov hit this?
Aggression.
Okay.
Luchov looking for the connection. Just a scout tag received instead, and a Mully heading his way as well. Scared off at the moment.
Heaven Ramp anti-eco is always a little scary, especially with 2 players coming up secret, but starting to be dealt with, and Ataraxia doesn't have a headshot in him, so it will turn out to be a cleanup.
Yeah, nothing too crazy right there. First of all, the dual Berettas, and gonna try and sneak his way out of this round, maybe save some armor, but again, that second round purchase always leads to a lot better purchasing power on the 4th round of the half. So I'm pro force buys myself. You want to have an op, you want to have a lot of utility on this map.
Yeah, you can't really just dry run a CT side, especially in CS2. Just again, T side debate. You have to actually outplay
the smoke.
Yes, exactly. That as well. That is a necessity here for outside. And it is just so weird seeing Noxy not use the op anymore. But at the end of the day, it's the correct move. Just you can't really crutch up anymore these days. Except for me in an MM game we played just before this broadcast.
Yeah, you can crutch up pretty well. Get that skill cannon in your hands there. You can save any team. Little telescope action does a trick to numb the pain of 60 ping.
Yeah. Because, I mean, as an opper, you can't hold any angles. You just have to swing everything. Nova for Honda. It's either ramp or hut.
This thing's about to pay for itself, isn't it? Where's he going? Looks like hut. Or on the A side. Back silos, new tech, I'm not sure about, but getting himself more entrenched here. The issue is his ramp side is completely gone.
Bye-bye.
Away.
Now what does the Nova do?
It's got to get one kill. You got to make up for a little bit of the cost here. Oh, no. Stay far away from that shotgun. Keep your distance. Don't head back into it with the bomb. That's right. Run away.
Oh, that Mezzy two-piece. Holding down heaven with an auto shotty on this map. Just 2 days ago. Back in the EPL Grand Final. That was a treat to watch. You just...
Shotties are good. They're making a comeback there.
Oh! Full running double dink from Reversive. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of dual Berettas up against rifles, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Reversive just showed us the perfect case of it. Honda's still looking for his one. He needs his one kill with this Nova to justify the purchase. And he's gone.
Right back down the vents with you. 9-6, quick start. I mean, the pistol round, beating the force buy, taking down the anti-eco. This is actually the game here for Crew. They have got to hold it down on this first gun round, or they're gonna fall so far behind. Look, it's I've had a big gap between casts lately, Cole. I've been on the EPL watch parties. All right, I've just had to read chat.
Everyone needs their warm-up cast back into it after a little while.
Woo! Getting the articulators going. Serendipity. There you go.
That's a good one.
That's a good one to get the articulators rolling.
She sells by the seashore.
You completely busted online, Cole.
Yeah, I don't mess with that one.
I'm not trying that one either. You know what? I will save myself the embarrassment. We got an outside swing here for Ataraxia. Big information to start off this round. He's already going to duck away back in towards heaven. They're going to be in good position to stop this A hit if it does come through.
See how effective they can against it. Utility cost out here. There's not a lot of counter utility just yet either. So there's the Molotov. It even burns Honda out of Mustang, and all three kills coming through with a lot of impact from Leo DRK. Thomason finishing off the last there, and arriving a little too late to the party is Laser and Ataraxia, who have no other option but to try and bail in this round, to try and leave.
That's exactly what you want Leo DRK for. Honestly, a player who, on paper, gets better with CS2. These kind of aggressive riflers who have been so strong on their teams are some of the best. Now, Ataraxia and Laser are trying their best. Even, Laser's sticking around. There's probably a kit down somewhere on the site. Even a molly. Noxie's gonna go down with the ship here. He's 1 HP. He's never gonna escape. Cassine, better get your running shoes on. He will escape. Noxie, good luck, buddy. But 10 rounds for Bestia, I think, is the big talking point here. Man. But Leo DRK, as a player, he was kind of the king of swing. Back on Sharks, kind of where he made his name. And I am excited to see him here in CS2. A lot of these aggressive riflers have kind of gotten these upgrades. Players like Malbs, especially Nico in CS2, Xantares. I mean, let's be honest, the players who are like Dunk are better. Tama's in one of them as well, but he's taken down quickly by Riggy. Opening 4v5. Oh, nades to the smoke. Ramp execute coming through. Laser pops up for a kill. Leo down. Ataraxia fires too late on that shot, though. 3v5 ramp control.
With a bit of a lifeline here. They got themselves in a good foothold. They got to make sure that they're able to hold on to this long term. This kind of concession of this space here. It's crucial that double is maintained. Smoke for the single. They've got this space towards control right now, but it's a mission about how you plant the bomb, and Laser has let 2 slip on by his crosshair while jiggling. Just a tad delayed. Molly for Dark as well. No map movement here, no motion from anyone else on the extremity, so I'm getting a little questionable about how they close out this round here. And that's going to help here. 1 for 1. Doing the trick.
Okay. Clearing out the double door nade to open it back up. There's that smoke that you need to get that plant on the B site. Noxy has it. And a 2 versus 3 possible missed shot from Ataraxia. And now it's down to Cassine. Back of the site. But Ricky gives up the kill. Molly. But Ataraxia faster on the shot there. Cassine can't fire a bullet. And a retake is here for Crew.
Or if he even anticipated that Molly to catch him right there. Could have at least used that as the tuck option. But Ataraxia connects either way on that swing. And they capitalize. That is the concern, though, when you give up that amount of space right there without really identifying any contact. You don't have any lobby re-aggression, so you're playing a 3v5, but you're also kind of playing it a bit info blind. Hoping that BESTIA make the move, and one small timing could be the death of that round, even in a 3v5, which, I mean, if we talk about Crew throughout the grand scheme of this game, been a couple of moments where they've had advantages. We can see a world where it kind of slips away. In most cases, they've been able to get away with it, but as you said, that 4v2 in the last round, one prime example for BESTIA. Some serious problems in that department. A fast A play this time. Not even a start to this aggression working out here. Tagged down as well from the off.
They had 4 players in position. That was never happening. Now Laser, if he gets insta-entry, there's some trouble. Molly out towards ramp. Ataraxia posted, but that Molly's going to force him away eventually. He has to fire the shot. Space taken. BESTIA 2v4 with a chance. They're going to reposition lobby here. Outside, a possibility. They got plenty of time on the clock. Crew have given him a way in. You thought it would be a given there from Laser.
They had it bagged up here. They're gonna have to work it extra hard here for the close.
Super passive as well. They're not really prepared for outside. They just let go, and Luchov gets the kill. We're in. 30 seconds 2v3.
There's a real chance here now. Looking to take charge towards Honda, who's so low on HP, but there is some assistance in Ataraxia in the back of the site. But they have even extra time. What if we wrap dip towards heaven and have Kaysen lead the charge here? Oh, this flash is going to give up their position. They can't afford that decision.
15. Honda's not watching heaven. Only now is he ready. Luchov's going to make his way through. It's perfect. It's a perfect setup. But Ataraxia, he dropped the bomb, and it's stuck in heaven. It didn't fall down. And that's the round. A great effort, but not meant to be.
Oh, man. I mean, another prime example right there of how much of a scare it really can be. Playing up against this team in any given situation. So many right moves, but not anticipating that op reposition from Ataraxia will save them from the brink. Absolutely terrifying right there for Crew once again, but they survive despite the dominant start. That's the position that they're left in. You know, there's not a lot of tools here really for this BESTIA squad here. Thomas is on a P250 at the moment. This could get Crew right back in the driver's seat. We know this is an important matchup here to prove for Crew that they can deal with some of the best that this competition has to offer. Ataraxia somehow able to land up a little bit of damage there, but they're just going to run it down towards the outer yard. Another connection with the op, but it's just not killing blows here.
Once again, BESTIA with a lot of space. The counter is take that lobby control and run and gun MP9. That's the way you want it. But you still have players expanding elsewhere. You've got Luchov down towards Secret, Leo DRK outside, and Noxy even in the hut. There are plenty of avenues here for Bestia.
Noxy, some of those options right there. Top of the hut, Honda. Only a single kill there before the rest of the cavalry arrives on the scene. No rotates close by here for side of crew either. Whatever the case is here, they're going to have to do this round the hard way here with the retake. A little bit of utility to boot. Struggles getting up the ladder, trying to slide on in, but the AWP and the post is just so much time ticking right now as everyone tries to get up the ladder. It's just going to wash this retake away. There's some utility here. The flashbang to lead it all off, but timing down to the duel right there. Ataraxia throws the aim off. Kaysen now in a clutch. Bomb planted in a tough spot for him to work off of, but Laser has to get off the bomb.
Don't miss.
He has to get off the bomb for a second, and he does connect. Kaysen not going to miss on that one right there. Shows that he does have some of that clutch factor for Bestia.
Consistent late round offing here from Kaysen has been excellent. That's exactly what he's been brought onto this team for. I mean, Noxy normally taking those roles, normally put into the clutch situation. He's taking a step back and letting this guy pick up the sticks, playing under a good system, and delivering. Really strong stuff in some of his earliest games here. 18-9. A couple of excellent clutch situations. We got a fast A play here. There's no mollies to stop him. They'll walk in for free.
Really empty now. Mollies to offer up here, and you got to take into consideration if your crew already, despite being so early in the round, if you even want to make a move into this one. We're talking about 0 kits for a retake. Time dwindling away at the very get-go of the round. I think their answer is already determined. They slowly scale away. They're going to look to contain here. They're going to hold on to all of this weaponry as much as they can. But Bestia going to claim map point with that.
It's a great call there from Bestia. You know what your opponent's buy looks like. You know that they have no incendiaries. Just a very fundamental call. You throw good, just a decent flashbang or two. Laser goes down to the bomb. That's a bit unnecessary. But principally, an excellent round. And I think the same might be true here again for Bestia. They'll probably have mollies and util, but they won't have an op. And that's definitely kept in the back of Bestia's mind. We could see them kind of twist the arm of the defense here.
And they know, I mean, we've seen this all throughout this year, but they love their fast plays and they love these repeat calls. No way they do it again here, but they just might be mad enough to do it.
No,
and this time, it's gonna be shut down to the early get-go, but Leo still offers up an entry somehow. Makes it possible, but not likely. Not anymore here. Kaysen fighting for his life. But that's been their signature throughout this year, man. They like to repeat calls, and they like to go fast.
I don't like that, because especially once that incendiary touches down in hut, you cancel the call immediately. You can't do that. You know there's more players here. They actually have good weaponry. I'm disappointed with that very much. It completely resets the economy for the T side too. Crew are back in the game now, Cole. Oh boy.
I call it best you do reverse conditioning. You hit a bomb site so often you think no way, they're gonna do it again. And I think Bestia might be the leaders in this this innovation.
I'm just disappointed, man. Like,
they just do it more than any other team I've ever seen.
They could have played out the 4v5 too. They siphoned out a lot of utility. They drew a lot of presence to the A site, but no. They hit the go button. Leo even got the entry. Like, that just shows the quality of player here for Bestia. Riggy has missed every timing on this. But Noxy has the bomb at Africa right now. Oh dear. Or where is Noxy right now? Is he...
I don't think he's in Mini. I think he has to be in Africa, right?
Where's he in Squeaky?
I don't think. I think he's in Africa.
Yeah, I think he is Africa outside, right? He needs to swing and get a 1D here onto Riggy at Garage. Cassine gets a huge kill. That's a massive kill. They go with the vents now.
Oh, something's spotted right now. Riggy has to fight his way through this round. Able to offer up a single kill. The shot stopped connecting, but Leo TRK chases down. The frag bomb is recovered that was stuck in the outer yard, but this has provided valuable time for the rest of crew to get involved. This round's complicated, though. By no means easy here, and Reversive is giving him piece by piece shots back into this round. Where on earth is this retake gonna come through from? Reversive just finally swinging for the fences, but there's a flank that's offered up right there. Kill's starting to be connected. Thomas and Kason. Now need to close it out. Anorexia chases it down. Absolutely denied from Thomason. Will not let this get complicated right there. Fantastic close from Bestia as they seal the deal with an eco win.
Wow, what a... I mean, there were a ton of misses in the round, but the shots that connected were the ones that mattered there. That last 1D from Thomason is everything, and the Heaven players going down to that scout combination. Sure, Riggy stayed alive forever. A lot of shots missed there, but Bestia hit the shots when they matter. Even though they kind of toss it a bit, going in for the A-Rush, the Deagles will win the round. The Deagles will close out the map of Nuke. It was getting a bit interesting. A couple of lost clutches, some X-Factor coming through from crew. But Bestia are showing that these firepower upgrades are not to be messed with.
Yeah, I mean, offering up some big pieces here for this team right now and being able to close out some crazy rounds like that. I mean, even in disadvantaged situations, which they were in a lot of times here throughout this map, it always looked like they could pull it back in some form. It never really looked easy for crew, and you know, I give a lot of credit for Bestia for making that happen as well, for the players on this team that can bring those sort of moments to life. But it's definitely a bit of a worrying sign on the other end of things. So Kadia, check in though. I mean, we see what this guy can bring to the table. It was a fantastic map of Counter-Strike for him here. Very aggressive, high impact everywhere he went.
Yeah, especially CT side. Especially the CT side multi-kills were big. He's kind of sent in as that opening entry player into a lot of these bomb sites, and he was going 1-for-1 a lot of those times too. Leo really showed up. He did his job exactly as he was intended to do. Bestia love having this guy on their team.
Yeah, well, without question right there. Fantastic pickup here for Bestia. Fantastic map victory for them. We'll see if they can keep it up here after this short break.
miles, throw it on the dash. Shit, the 10,000 hours, can't let them pass. Yeah, well, I was putting time in, you was pulled up wildin'. You always had shit to say, now when I see you, it's silence. Thought I'd have a Grammy by 25. Commas after commas next to dollar sign, yeah. Had to remind myself why I'm living this life. Look at all the late nights, it'll all come in due time, yeah.
Made for the fight, for the pain and the climb. Tied to the life I chose. Stay through the night, another day, not a dime. Race against time. Yeah. I couldn't just lay by and wonder what I could have made mine. I'm closing on the moment, no one's gonna hold me down.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the way before. I load my bags and hit the road.
everything that's so overrated. Yeah, if you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation. Yeah, there's a comfort in the crowd. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground, so I can start to run. I don't wanna be tired, moving toward my pride. I don't wanna be tired, feels like it's my time. I don't need you now. Don't you waste your time. Don't you waste your time. Don't you waste your
You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Yeah. Got my senses here on overload. All my body is for you to hold. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream. Yeah. You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that ooh. Never thought that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream. Yeah. Feel like
And a fairly dominant map there for BESTIA, especially with the good start on the T side, and Leo DRK putting up a very strong performance on entry duty. BESTIA with the firepower upgrades, power past Crew. But we still got one more map here in this double BO1 head-to-head, and we have Crew taking on BESTIA in our next map, which I think we're flying around on right now.
That I believe is correct right there. Excited to see what this has to offer right now for these two teams here, and obviously with Anubis here again kind of being what I highlight as a bit of a specialty for Noxy, at least as a very good individual opper on that map. I'm interested to see if he can still bring out the rifle here with this this adjustment here and the changes that they've been making, you know, with this roster. You know, how is that going to look here given the importance of the op presence on this map?
Yeah, so we're just kind of here to play the sites here. There's a very different way to play the CT side of Anubis at the moment, and it's more focused towards the sites. A lot of teams are giving up mid control and fighting more on the extremities, specifically. At least I saw it for the Mongols. They were just stacking up sites, focusing on that A main aggression, that B main push, and less so on canals control and middle. And we'll kind of see how the meta continues to develop here for the CT side, because mid control, to be honest, for the CT side is nearly impossible. It's very difficult to hold. You have to commit a lot of players to it, and maybe it's just a lost cause. So the theory is kind of evolving on this map, and we'll see if BESTIA are up to snuff with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big question as well, right? I mean, obviously, as it constantly adjusts, you have to go through a lot of changes here, and how does that affect the squad here? How does that affect the roster? It'll be interesting to find out. As for Crew, they really need this as a victory here, as again kind of a proving ground for them as a roster. They've had a good season of ECL. They're starting to get up against a tougher competition. They want to remain high in the ranking here so that they can be a playoff team, and that they can show that, you know, we're not just able to beat up on some of the smaller, lower echelon teams here in ECL, but that we can also keep up with the best of the best here. And again, I kind of highlight that BESTIA looks, you know, a little bit weakened by some of the consistency that they've had in the roster changes over the last, you know, month or so, or a couple months in fact. But for right now, it doesn't look like a weakness at all with how good Leo DRK has been. We're ready to find out, though. We're ready to hop into the action, ready to hop into Anubis.
They needed those firepower upgrades, and I think they found them with Leo DRK and Cassine just being more consistent oppers on the scene for BESTIA as they're taking it away. BESTIA are starting off on the more difficult side, though. We're starting on CT side, one of the most annoying parts of the map to deal with as they're taking it away. We have Crew aggressive down in the canals, though. Fast E-box control inbound. It's Noxy tested and dealt with quickly. Those dualies fall fast, but wow, two back from Luchov is clean, but Honda has two of his own, and a third comes through from Laser. It's Cassine, fast flank. Doesn't seem like they're too prepared for it, though. Plant out in the open, but the kill is not there. It's Cassine in a very tough spot, but he's running headshots for the first, but cannot escape into cover. Exciting pistol round, I'll tell you that, but Crew get it.
Yeah, able to sneak away a little fadeaway before he exited that round, but all going to be kept in safe hands by Crew. And the pistol round here converted on this T side, a fantastic start. We will see the trend of these force buys continuing, though, of course, here for both of these teams going in for that second round purchase, trying to keep the pressure on, especially if you can get these valuable CT rounds early in a half. That can always build up a lot of momentum, build up a lot of confidence here in your ability. As you said here, it comes down to a lot of the anchoring here. That the idea of holding middle, especially with this amount of resources, is oftentimes limited. Kind of see that. And on the other end of the server, we can see, oh, I want to take that space here. I want to put a lot of presence in that department. Makes a lot of sense from the side of Crew.
And Luchov looking for a little bit of a mid-fight pop flash through, but the smoke expands so wide. Can't see anything. But the A site stack, this is exactly what I'm saying. Site-centric defenses are the meta right now. On the CT side, if Crew committed, they could have been in some trouble.
Could have been bad news here. Having to constantly shift up those rotates, though, after the little bit of utility that they dispense is kind of fading away as well.
No
It is good
flashbangs.
patience from Crew.
It's good patience, but that patience comes with a price. They're running out of util here. This is going to be their final push with 30 seconds.
They got to make a move here, and it's looking like Thomason wants to be a hero. All backs turned right now. He could strike Luchov, distracting from the front right now. And there's that Thomason damage, powering through the T side, continuing his flank. A non-starter for Laser here. He's so low on HP, getting chased down. Kaysen will offer up the finishing blow. And a fantastic move in between that duo of Luchov and Thomason, distracting, drawing attention away there, and continuing the fight.
And exactly, I mean, it was an issue back on their T side of Nuke, but the utility management is not great here for Crew, with no flashbangs on the exec. And the amount of damage Thomason gets with one burst of the MP9. Everyone's half HP, going into a scout, going into another MP9, and everyone combines there for Bestia. It is a pristine defense, and a well-played macro game. From this defense, Laser's gonna get flashed on through. Spam for Luchov will convert the kill. Full blind, all 35 bullets needed for one kill.
There's a lot of resources right there. What's looking like they're worth their weight here, though. As Kaysen has a lot of ammunition as well. There keeps holding the line. Smokes go in to try and maybe offer a plan, but they're not gonna let that slide. Overwhelm the final remaining here and continue winning ways. Bestia stampeding their way through now on this CT side. Up against the force buy, they make it look easy. And now they got an even easier round here up against the Glocks.
So funny, but Kaysen throws his smoke mid-execute, and it makes it awkward because the Crew players don't want to swing through the smoke, so they swing close. And it's not an optimal fight. It's not how you're supposed to scale. You expose yourself to more angles as you swing close instead of far. So a lot of those players just get chewed up by the camera player and Kaysen together. Double swing here mid-house. Just a bunch of Glocks. Surely nothing will go wrong. A boost up for reverse if this is being held. And arm scene there. The Galil is the optimal weapon here.
This is the P90 of rifles, but it is eventually bested by the Glock right there. So many bullets, so many options. Just get to continue to fire away. And again, just a single casualty is not a big concern at all for the CT side. They really get to build up a firm foundation for themselves on this defense, and it's not even with the luxury of a pistol win here. It's with some of those same problems flaring up from Crew, costing them in round 2. That now Bestia get to smile heading into the first gun round. Do a util check here on how long Crew are able to hold on to this utility here for this T side, right? I mean, you mentioned it earlier, but talking about how they kind of fly through some of that util. If that's a problem consistently here, they're going to be struggling with all the mid control that they can take, but actually getting into these bomb sites. That's going to be the bigger problem.
They got one flashbang, and and Cassine's op is rotating to the proper position. They're gonna A-split into what could be absolute devastation. Noxy gonna take first contact in a crossfire that just can't be broken because there's no flashbang. Crew once again make the same error and they get rocked.
Yeah, that right there, right? I mean, how many times here do you see a perfect camera flash into the coordinated peaks, into the overwhelm of that A bomb site? And it has to, I mean, I'm not going to blame an individual here. It's probably the system that is not allowing for this utility. It's probably the economy a little bit to boot in this round in particular.
True.
But you know, there's a couple different problems, but that's always, you know, that late A main flank player that is tossing in that utility. And you can see that what he's left with is only a Molotov right there. It's just really brutal that's the case once again, and that yeah, I mean, perfect time to call a timeout right now for Crew.
Yeah, this was happening on Nuke too. Like a lot of players too loose with their util usage. And especially with BESTIA, you know, playing the site-centric setup. Right? You know, they're not really challenging mid, so those flashbangs are not getting any value.
And they're just hearing them all pop right now. They're like, man, thankful that I'm not there.
Exactly.
It is pretty typical, though. I think as you watch, like, especially, man, there's so many, like, because, you know, sometimes it was oftentimes the IGL playing that kind of mid position for some teams, and, like, you look at, like, the rifle struggles of any player playing mid, it's so hit or miss on the CT side, so, you know, so many teams have just elected to double up into A site proper, focus in on A main control, defending it from heaven, and getting that mid space. And I think that's a smart direction for a lot of teams. I mean, judging by how frequent we see those sort of setups. But all the utility that you do expanding for Crew is just null and void. I mean, so little value out of some of that utility when it's just ignored and avoided. I wonder if they're going to lean away from this mid control here and try and do some work. Off spawn executes here, a little less defaulting.
This is nice from Crew because they're taking mid just with contact, right? They know it's empty. This is finally the adjustment that Locomotion has called in for Crew. And we'll see if it works. This time, they have the setup. They're ready to pounce, but they're into 3 rifles. And without the flashbang they need, it's no good. Crew got the space in mid for free. They recognized that there was no one there. But they just didn't have the equipment to actually execute upon that. Crew with the right idea, though, in that round.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction. That's a valuable ad right there off the back of the timeout. Now you just got to translate some of that idea, some of that theory into this gun round here, more importantly. And see if that offers up a little bit of success for you. See if that can change the direction. You got Kaysen playing pretty effective with the AWP already, 9-3, and that's already again a good sign. You're talking about some of the new adjustments that BESTIA brought to the table. If you're Noxy, you're seeing this op presence, you're having a good game here, but you're really happy that this op is able to float around the map so effectively.
Ricky is a very confident player.
The CT Molly. He knew it wasn't gonna do a thing.
It's not doing a thing again.
Look at that. He's yawning right now. Not a care in the world. But Leo DRK does have to panic a little bit. Now, spam coming through right there, forced into the duel, and a little bit overwhelmed and overpowered by the T side Molly. A little bit more impactful and reversing 2 through the smoke right there. Gotta do the trick onto the bomb site. So far, Crew not able to see a single one of their opposition, but it doesn't look like that's an option for BESTIA. They're still fighting back into this one. No one's seeing in each other. Everyone's smoke spamming.
Ricky's
it's working.
Oh my god. Okay, Ricky taking this really aggressive fight. It's very risky. And Matt, I mean, I trust Thomason to win that duel. Oh, but okay. Ricky's got that one locked in. I'll stop talking here.
So, you know, Riggy took that confidence from the 2 mollies not burning, and he used it to push forward into Temple right there. So he really was confident. It wasn't just the CT molly. It seems like confidence is key. Nice, a little adjustment there. Able to work up E-box. Good setup for themselves to make it work. I think just the biggest bummer there in the world is how useless that CT molly is for BESTIA. Like that, watching 2 mollies go by to get just completely destroyed by one singular T side molly. That's so infuriating. But hey, T side meta, right?
Yeah. Molly is just a burning inferno Well, a CT Molly is a little jerry can with a match. All right, that's all it does.
So nice little. You can roast your marshmallows on there.
Yeah, you know, a family-friendly campfire is what the CT Molly is. They have to make sure it's you know, child-proofed. No one could get burned.
Not too explosive.
This is a good
Just
setup
set a
around here
bottle on fire.
for crew at the moment. About to crunch this B-side with full hit. But that's a big kill to find on a Riggy. Just as the execute is about to come through. Now, Honda hasn't been seen. He's activating late on the lurk, and he will have a back turn in the form of Leo. And that's a massive kill as well from Laser. Things get complicated. Honda activates late, but Noxy flicks back. 2 versus 3 on the site, but then all the kills come through. 3 consecutive for crew.
Wow, I mean, that's not easy to do right there at all. They all flood through the smoke, and I love the way that Bestia play it. And again, you're still seeing the quick rotates. They just didn't quite get the kills they needed right there. Good lines from the AWP presence of Ataraxia. Who, you know, we've watched kind of fall asleep in some of these duels, but looks wide awake in that last round. Puts a real scare onto that defense there from peeking any further, from peeking as a team instead of letting them fight into it like crew was able to do. This is wild here from Noxy. Deep down. Oh, it's his teammate from the back of E-box. I was gonna say there, that's a nice little bit of spam damage. Spam from where, there's the question, from behind him. Teammates shutting him down a little bit. And he's not gonna stick around in Canals here. In this case, crew have so much utility now. They haven't expended much of anything, really, and he knows that that's the danger zone as soon as that smokes fade away.
Crew with no map control now. They are just gonna off the dry fight a lot of this. Honda clearing out below. There's a flashbang to clear out the rest of Canals, so crew basically start their round at 1 minute. And Bestia are completely out of util. They do have a push into B main, though. And Reversive won't challenge it. So a stack is available here on A. And the hit is clean. It's going to be a Noxy burning down to 0. Luchov gets caught through the smoking Cassine. Didn't hit anything on the entry. And he needs to run. It's going to be crew up to 4 now.
Yeah, there's just so much conditioning right there from all of the mid hits that they thought it was probably coming through from that direction once again. This time, a little bit mistaken in that department. Leo DRK could offer up some exits.
Wait a second.
He has a kit. Oh, boy.
Oh my god. Okay, but Reversive is staying with the bomb. Reversive is staying with the bomb, so this won't happen. All right, knife out. Leo's gonna try this. Fake defuse. And there's no way. No, he doesn't have time for this. Surely, no. No, 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 no. Oh my god. Another millisecond defuse missed out on there by Bestia.
I mean, I gotta give a lot of credit right there to Reversive. Small little micro detail. He doesn't full commit at all. He actually did stutter step in heaven. I can't believe he made that decision to stutter step in heaven for some wild reason. Thinking that, you know, that's gonna be a full stick. He was mistaken in that, but he just makes the perfect move to save that round from the brink. Reversive just saved their butts so bad.
From embarrassment, no less. Yeah, I mean, I know in my situation, I am wide swinging, I'm panicking. I'm like, oh my goodness, we were just about to lose the round. Dude, we're on the mainstream too. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Primetime TV right there.
Yeah, don't want to end up on another Reddit clip. Dude, ever since, what was it, like Rops pulled off that defuse or something like that. I forgot who did it. I think it was someone on FaZe Clan who did it. Like, everyone's been given it a whirl because now that the bomb radius is so big. Mostly on Nuke. I think on Anubis you can kind of get away with just like hanging out in A main.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that sneaky stuff from like Nuke and Inferno. For sure. That is one of the luxuries of this map though, is that it should never happen because you can stick around the bomb so close. Unless you go for a little bit of early rotates off, that can be like if you're hunting too early like they did in that last round, but again, bailed out by Reversive. Shout out to Reversive one time right there, saving the day in a big way. But anti-USPs is pretty comfortably handled right there without question, and that'll set up nicely here for a chance for Crew to at least lead here into the first half, which I would say is minimum for the T side of Anubis.
Fast control here of A main into a two-man setup is the play here for Crew. And Ricky goes down because of it. Ataraxia forced off by Amali, and you know, extremity heavy defense. You try to challenge it quick, and that ain't gonna work.
Also right there with the AWP presence striking first. Exactly what they're looking for here. They want to be aggressive. Great flashes here, diving through that smoke to save the day, though. That's great coverage coming through from Laser. Has his teammates back.
Yeah, I think as he's known on this angle. I think a shoulder was spotted there by Laser. Good flash, but difficult conversion.
So at least an equalizer here. A little bit of relief of the stress for Crew at the moment, but again, there is a bit of clock that they have to worry about right now. Luchal playing in a very committed angle. Hoping that if it's a contact approach here, that they walk right into his crosshair. That's
so hard to headshot you on this angle.
Tricky. Can he find the headshots back in return, though? No, he does. Instas. Both peaks right there.
Bye, birds. He was blinded up. Hold on, Cassine has to nail this. Oh, Reversive hits the first bullet headshot. They're back in the round. 10 seconds. 10 seconds, though. Ataraxia has to find a safe spot to plant, and it's out in the open. It's free for Leo. Round denied.
There you go. Able to chase it down. Reversive can't save it this time. Gonna be bested. In the closing statement right there, Bestia walk away with a 6th round on the CT side. And maybe it got a little bit away from them here over the last couple of rounds where we did see that great timeout called out by the Crew side. They're looking to muster that up once again here for the close of the half, but it's still going to be 6 rounds here for Bestia to work with nonetheless, and that's going to be a fantastic feeling here for the squad. See what the adjustment is here for this this Crew camp here. See what they bring to the table off the back of that timeout. It's a
starting
big question.
B.
Really utility toss in that department. Not seeming like a super off spawn play here, but maybe some smokes that are a little bit foreign for Bestia that they're not used to seeing here. That might set up some reaction from them. You can see a lot of utility being tossed out to try and counter some of the idea of aggression through that smoke.
E-box control. Ricky's gonna walk the smoke way too early on moving through too. Leo had a clear as day shot there and a dink onto Ataraxia. Oh, and a missed shot out of the Argentine hopper. Thomasin starts to close in on the A main push to a double from him. Thomasin, always the best player you want on the wide swings. And he delivers.
Yeah, he still has that there. Sometimes on this team here, get in positions where he doesn't get a lot of swinging, but if he's given that chance here, he's going to take it. He's going to take those kills and back it up here. Kaysen is going to take the last to close it out. Bestia with a 7-5 half here. as we head into the side swap.
If you wanna be my love, boy, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, I'll show you what you wanna know. If you wanna be my love, boy, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, I'll show you what you wanna know.
And some good mid-half adjustments for Crew. Stops it from being a runaway game, but Bestia, with 7 rounds on CT side Anubis, I think it's more than you can dream for. This is what they want exactly to close out this game. If I join my collection, McHenry, let's see if they can do it. Secure 2-0 on the night.
See what they can bring to the table. Ataraxia already using those dual Berettas effectively. Looking for both pistol conversions and a 5v3 to do so. Denied the early prong of this approach, but they're still out on B. They're still working with a little bit of motion. That's until Honda slows the roll here.
Oh no.
Flank from Noxy. Their positioning's so bizarre. It can't be anticipated. Noxy might open up some new avenues.
Luchov as
How
well.
do they
He's
link up?
on a backstab here. Oh, Ataraxia is going to get caught by Luchov in mid, who went through the entire B site into CT spawn and hits the A site. Suddenly turning around this 2v5.
I mean, that's just madness right there. Unbelievable
A
flanks on
flashbang?
flanks on flanks here. Flash to peek into water and fully blind as he can't react. Not in time. What a recovery here in the 5v2. Just one more to find, and it's already taken down low. Luchov will eventually close here, and Bestia, again, just know how to make any round work.
They gotta be elated with that round. I mean, the coordination to line up a flash for water there as well on the swing is also just so beautiful. But the pathing from Luchov, he never stopped moving. He knew his job. He didn't get any kills, but he took space. And Noxy staying down there in spawn caught off all the players who pushed A main. Everything going right. And crew, they're too far down in rounds to really choose a force buy here. They can't afford to give too much. They just want to get the guns out as quick as possible. If they get a kill or two, maybe they get an op here. That's the best they could hope for.
What a painful position to be in, right? I mean, again, we've been kind of looking at how the advantages have kind of plagued them. Thomas is just going to chew through them with a MAC-10, making it look so easy. Glock out to close as well. But this has been a consistent theme here for crew right there. I would say more so. Again, I give a lot of credit to BESTIA for how they are able to pull these rounds back, but the situation in which you find yourself in another 5v3 and it's so very vulnerable is such a concern here for this team. And it's still flaring up once again in the second half, especially in a pistol round of all things. That's the last place you want to see it.
Cassine already bringing out an AWP as well, because Thomason made so much money. That could be an unexpected play, especially with these jiggle peaks here from Laser. These jiggle peaks are wide jiggle peaks too. Yeah, but he still converts the kill onto Luchov. A bit of a whiff there from someone who's always usually so strong, but then a flashbang back in. Great setup here for BESTIA. Thompson gonna walk this though. And he shoots the Ataraxia, but not fast enough. Trade back though from Leo. 3v3, other side of the site. This has to be reversive. Quick trade from Cassine. We got a 2v2 now.
So hard to read this offense right now. They're all over the map here, fighting on all fronts at all times. It feels like they have more players than you at the moment here, and looking to overwhelm on this retake, trying to be quick on the approach, but making a lot of noise in doing so, burning some crucial utility for this retake as well. The timer ticking against him here. Tough spot for Noxie to find himself, and he fights through it. Not a concern here for his rifle presence, and he'll close out the finishing blow as well.
That's exactly what you want to see there from Noxie. He just takes initiative. Not a rifler by trade, but I guess he is now. Handles the last 2 kills of that round.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge adjustment period for him, obviously, and, you know, there's always questions around if he can offer up that success out of the gates. That's a victory that looks like he can maybe prove it. Beautiful work there with the rifle to close, and again, the calls here just been so chaotic early on, but again, explosive, still in his identity as well. It doesn't seem like that's changed at all here, despite him changing roles.
And the calling from BESTIA has still been great. Luchov stepping forward. Hi there, Ataraxia. And the readjustment. That's more like it from Luchov. And a 3 versus 5 that should just easily be converted. BESTIA have everything they need.
Full rain right now. What to do is make the right decision here in the end goal. So I do like the idea of grouping up right now for this crew squad. Try and use strength in numbers. And they're heading into this direction as well. They might just head into this stack. They still got utility to execute onto this bomb site. That's not going to quite flush him out of position just yet. These shots can start to connect here. Can quickly get a little bit dicey here. Reverse him to open it up. The Deagle looking to sing, but the trades do come through. And they come through from Leo DRK and Luchov here. Not going to let those L's come through for BESTIA.
I'm not going to say I see what you did there, but I see what you did there. Look, Luchov is playing as he's expected on this team. That's why he's stayed on this BESTIA lineup for so darn long. It's CS2. It's all about the mechanics. And right now, I think this is the most stacked BESTIA team we've had in a long time. It really is all about just the execution, hitting the shots. And I can see this BESTIA team going really darn far. They're starting to find their footing. Just a bit. Had a little bit of an awkward start on opening day with their matchup versus Sharks. But they're showing all the elements of a strong team for the future. Cassine has been a good late round op. Leo back on Nuke was a strong multi-killer. And Luchov is just in the high value positions and there for that execution. So I'm really liking what I see out of this BESTIA unit.
I mean, this team is super stacked. There's no question about it. It started off pretty well at the beginning of the year for this squad. I mean, they're able to really kick things off in a nice way for themselves. I mean, we remember that. I mean, I guess it wasn't even like actually at the starting of the year, right? It was before the player break even had lifted. They had played that Frost and Fire event where they closed out, and they did so in the most grueling fashion all the way through. And I thought those changes looked very good then as well, but those results did not remain. I think it was a little bit of the idea that that this team was still, it had a lot of the potential. I'm just not sure if all of the pieces had all the buy-in to the way that they were playing right now. If you're talking about like having the buy-in here for these players, like these guys all like to get aggressive. They all like to get scrappy. I know Thomas is going to believe in Noxie in the game plan. I know that you're going to look at like other players like Luchov, long-standing members. They're all going to believe, but bringing in Leo DRK, like that guy, he's going to like the idea of playing a little bit fast-paced in nature. Whereas, some of the other guys there on this team in the past, I do think maybe struggled to get along with that style that Noxie brings.
Yeah, like Peng is a solid individual, and he's landed himself on another good team. He's playing for Audic at the moment. But yeah, it just didn't continue. It may have been a little bit of a honeymoon phase. And as much as we loved Naz at the start of the year, he just didn't keep up the same form he was picked up for. He wasn't delivering huge amounts of X Factor in the same ways that like Leo DRK is doing right now, especially on that map of Nuke. He was just breaking open with multi-kills consistently and being sent into those sites and at least getting his one, doing his job. And I don't think Naz is there for the execution. Now this team is much more loaded up with firepower. You have a player like Noxie who plays smart Counter-Strike, right? He knows he's not going to be making too many mistakes. He might not have the ridiculous mechanics of these cracked 21-year-olds running around Brazil, but he's definitely just got the brain for the game. He's not gonna mess it up for his team. And maybe that's just what you need for this BESTIA team. So I'm excited what the future holds for this lineup. I think it's their best lineup they've put together yet.
Yeah, I mean, that has a really high ceiling. Again, I think it's all about having that consistency, which I mean, this team certainly can develop without question. I think this is a roster that can bring it through. Obviously, like there's going to be a lot of growing pains for this roster in terms of settling in with the 5-man here long term. But Kaysen already showing some signs of strength here with the AWP consistently here, knows how to operate with the game plan. Noxie still being effective enough with the rifle. I think it's always going to come down to, when they do play tougher competition, when they do play competition that is like reading into you pretty effectively, are they going to be able to counter it? Because I do think sometimes with what I've seen this year is that, as soon as a team gets used to this roster and their T side, how aggressive and how off spawn it can be, they either come into the matchup prepared and then shut it down, and then BESTIA are in a bit of a hole that they have to dig themselves out of, or the result is like they don't dig themselves out of those holes, and then they lose games like that pretty frequent up against like the upper echelons of the South American scene. And that's always my big concern, is I think we need to see more dimensions to this team.
Maybe we'll get some of that. Right now we're in a little bit of a technical pause, folks. However, as we take this little Argentine derby to see who's going to top the table here in ECL Season 49 down the stretch of the season, we're going to toss this one off to a little bit of a break, and when we come back, we're going to be back live here to close out this game of ECL Season 49 South America. Be back in a bit. And thanks, fellas, for sticking with us during the tech pods. That is, if you did. If you're watching this on a VOD and you skip past the fly-throughs, unacceptable. Anyways, we're back. What's up? It's fine, Collection McHenry. We're taking this one away. BESTIA up 11 to 5. Say again?
Not allowed to. Are they not allowed to skip through?
That's anti Counter-Strike behavior.
You gotta watch the whole thing. You gotta watch the whole show like you're live in the audience right now. Because if you're watching right now, you're seeing Leo DRK hunt down Ataraxia with a Molotov to lead with the tip of the spear. It ends up being Thomason to fire up here with the first opening. They've overwhelmed this A site, and they're choosing to ignore Ataraxia. It's the best way to deal with the problem until Thomason eventually just puts some smooth moves on him. Laser trying to save this round and actually does catch Kaysen a little bit out of position, a little bit surprised. Now Thomason picks up an AWP here, and Noxie not able to knock down the kills. Seems like everyone's operating with the AWP except for Noxie, and he falls. Eventually it's Thomason who has to save this round. The post plant can't do it because his aim is separated, and BESTIA, after looking so good, pulling these situations back, fail one of their own.
Yeah, they wanted to take the deep backhaul control there, and caught with a nade in hand. One of these players, Cassine, misses an op shot onto Laser. That gives the second kill, and everything just falls apart. Missed Molly as well from Thomason, limits the positioning from Noxie. Everything that could have gone wrong there did for BESTIA. Crew have an avenue back into the game. It's gonna be hard. It's CT side Anubis, down 6 rounds. But the window is there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just the big side relief is that you don't have to do it in flawless fashion here. That's what that luxury of pulling that last round back gives you. Because it did look like it was going to be off the break into more of the same. That would have been a really devastating reality here for Crew to face. Instead, lifeline granted with a huge recovery opportunity, a chance to maybe set some frustration in for BESTIA potentially. A lot of better chances to close in that last round, but they just go right back to it. You know, what worked for us last round, it was Leo DRK being just a workhorse up middle.
Aggressive lines taken back in towards B main. But it's a 2-for-1. Reversive doubles up. Luchov wasn't ready for the elevated position. Thomason steps forward into a fight, and Honda beats him on the angle. Easy 2v4. This is probably going to be a save with no util remaining here. And indeed it is.
Yeah, they're just bailing. Calling this one a day. There you go. Again, that offered up lifeline there just a round ago translates into a very successful bit of aggression through B main. You know, fantastic 2-for-1. A little bit more confidence gained now in some of your opening duels and exchanges, and you're right back on track if you're on the side of Crew with a couple rounds in a row here. Again, you know, the path is still pretty steep here despite that, but you start to bring that conversation on in here piece by piece, taking it round and around. Starting to find yourself more and more successful. Two save rifles though. Into a MAC-10 little Deagle purchase here. So the force buys and the pressure will remain on their shoulders here at the moment.
Yeah, with only 3 smokes. I wonder if the op revealed itself in that last round. See if there's any overpeaks. There's only 2 players on this defense here. Noxie lining up his smoke. It's Laser back sight here. Finds a double. And they find him through the smoke. That is massive. That's a bomb plan. That's a 3v3 with an op set up here on the B site.
Here's a chance to shut down the lifeline that they were looking for. He looking to make his move on in. Gonna try and game the timing here, but he's dealt with ease. Thomas, it doesn't even let him turn the corner here. The flank eventually comes through from Honda. Still trying to fire up on this flank opportunity. A nice quick scope offered up and a panic in from Noxie.
No.
They do it again. Flushed out of position. The time ticking against Crew, and yet they make it look easy. They make Bestia shake.
What is happening? Okay. So Cassine missed 2 critical op shots to take down Honda on the B main flank. That is flat out what happened. And then, I mean, Ataraxia, credit on the shots, but you just need to play the time. And it all goes just absolutely wrong. These are some rounds that Bestia can't afford to give up.
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to how they lost that A side round. More so that they were caught out of position, like you said, that last round there. Kaysen just not being able to connect on a couple of shots that have to come through to make it easy. But how did this all kind of spring up here? It's that you see initially they miss out on an A side post plan. It's not all that could cause for concern, but then you see that last round there and in another good position, looking like they're going to bounce back, and gets ripped away from them. So there's a couple of rounds now where there's a bit of struggles to operate in the post plant. The communication getting a little chaotic here on their end. And they look nervous, which is kind of surprising here. They just look a little bit nervous in the closing statement of this game. But maybe that's Crew opening up new doors.
Yeah, it looks like we have another disconnect, though. And it's gonna slow down the momentum that Crew have just built up with those last 2 rounds. With those both rounds pulling it back in deficits and turning it around with some big rounds, with Ataraxia finally working with the AWP. Definitely had some strugglesome rounds, especially on the A side defense. Bestie had good utility. This time around, late round situation comes through and delivers a big moment here for Crew. They're still in this. They can still secure a map win before this closes out. Bestie, on the other hand, I mean, these pauses are definitely letting the tilt from boiling over. That's for sure. You kept on playing, you kept just bashing your head into the wall, losing these very painful situations, then that could be an issue, but at least they get to cool down a little bit and mentally reset here.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're hoping here for them. I mean, we know this team has a roster that really likes their timeouts, right? So the fact that they kind of get them there charged for free there is quite nice. It could settle the nerves, but obviously, you know, the discussion's another thing here. How do they, not only settle the nerves that they're possessing in these post plans, you just gotta, in some of these situations, they just gotta sit still, and it's coming through from some of the more experienced leaders here as well that are finding themselves in these very awkward situations that maybe could create some long-term concern here for Bestia. Obviously, I don't think this is a tendency. I think they're fighting a battle with their own mindset right now, right? That the closeness and nature to close, but again, even with that being said, right, how much pressure is actually on these guys to try and lock this best of one in, right? This is a very, you know, middle of the road in the season game right now, and trying to close this one out. It shouldn't be creating this amount of pressure, but I'm just seeing mistakes and moves that, you know, I very rarely see players on this team make here.
Yeah, I mean, there's just missed shots, and I'm sure Cassine is going to be fuming. He's had he's been in the right positions in these late rounds. That's what you want him for. You want him in these 3v3s, in these post plans with the AWP. He's set up for success and missed twice now. And that can start to get on your nerves no matter how much the pressure is on. I mean, you have expectations for yourself to hit. And he's been missing out on those. So we're gonna head back live and see if they can stabilize the ship here. There's gonna be an eco available for BESTIA, as we do have Reversive back in the server. Let's see if we can get this one on. The crew can start a comeback effort, or if BESTIA can put it down.
That's what they're made of here. A little bit of a pause, a little breathing room. How can they capitalize? You know what, Flash? Okay, he's behind the pillar. For a second there, I thought he was sitting close to A main, but just a little flashbang there to set up for the early op scope of Ataraxia. There's a lot of space towards Esports. They're giving the space free of charge. There's a nice molly to meet, but Luchov sidelines Laser, and they do not wait that molly out. They smoke it to scale forward, looking to overwhelm Reversive. Thomason eventually able to find it, and Leo DRK offered up some knockouts here on this bomb site here. Now a 2v3, both players rotating, rolling up into E-box right now. Honda looking to lead forward here with his op. Close behind him, there's still a Molotov. They're looking to flush these players out. Thomason still on the move, covering out that no one's flanking.
Wait a
There's
minute.
that molly thrown in. It's missed though, not quite placed on the money. Does force a dance though from Case, and still a player tucked in the back. And protection for this.
Oh my God!
Coming through the deagle.
No
Cannot
way!
connect! And the defuse comes through. BESTIA cannot find map point some way. What is that? How did he just steal it away right in front of him?
That... Oh my goodness. That was not supposed to happen. That couldn't have happened. Well, if that's anything to just take the lungs out of you right there.
I mean, maybe it's just not meant to be at that point, right? If you're BESTIA. Maybe it's just not your day on Anubis here. We'll see if that remains true, as it's actually Laser behind him. Able to offer up that kill.
Oh.
Reversive somehow translates it into a multi. Defending with his life, eventually burns with the flame. And a package delivered
What?
to the player scaling up E-box.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you need to toss it across, but Cassine switches off of the AWP there. And now, okay, well, they got Luchov here. Luchov, does he miss these?
Oh my God.
But an over peek there from Cassine. And Luchov in a 1v2 is going to feel very pressured to take these duels. Ataraxia, jiggle peeking out from Palace at the moment. Trying to wait for his teammate to make the move up from E-box, and he gets the backstab in. Once again, an overface.
They're just so shaky in the post plant. I mean, that one comes through from Kaysen, right? Maybe more of an expectation that he's going to look a little bit wavery when it comes to the trust here. But they're in a 2v2. They just can't sit still on these sites. Well, they got the numbers punched in, the timer's ticking up against crew, and they're the ones that have to make the next move. All that you have to do is have trust in these positions and your teammates right there in that sort of situation. But you can see Kaysen trying to reposition is so easily plucked apart, and crew are capitalizing on every last one of those opportunities.
I'm so surprised that Kaysen also, he dropped his AWP instead of the AK. Like, in a 2v2 post plant, the op is exactly what you want. You have to think, in these simplified situations, you want an AWP to pick them apart.
The post plant? Yeah, absolutely. I'm right there with you. Yeah, I think that's just all of these. I don't know, nerves coming into the full effect right now. But whatever the case is, whatever's haunting BESTIA, they got to figure it out soon. Otherwise, crew are gonna not only claim.
Oh my!
Luchov elevating past the smoke. Another one. He's ignoring this utility right now and shooting, firing away. They don't know what hit him right now. And Noxy passes by as well. And well, if you can't close out the 2v2s, 5v2 is going to make your life a whole lot easier if they don't go for the retake.
I think he just jump spotted the back of the site and just spammed. And then he jump spotted again and domes the Palace player next. Luchov just says, we're going to win this, folks. I'm not even going to make it a question about this. And if the hunt is successful, it will be devastating for Crew. And so it begins. And back in through heaven. Ataraxia exposed. They know where both players are at the moment. Bestia is starting to close it down. Ataraxia misses an off shot. Honda trying to cover the fallback. And he's the last gun standing. He's going to pick up the up. Hide inside of a smoke, hope, and pray. He's being tagged on up. And he will live.
We're getting crazy. We're just trying anything right now to survive when all that you can do is dance. He somehow evades. And it's just to hold on to a single weapon. That is all he. That's all that they're gonna have to work with. It is nothing else. An absolutely brutal reality Crew are facing as they clawed their way back into things. They gotta do it, you know, in the most difficult fashion here if they actually want to pull this comeback off. Not only do they have to try and take it into OT, but they gotta do it with USPs and a single rifle here. And I believe there's an op on the ground. Yeah. That'll be recovered. Tech pods will expire. And we should be smooth sailing.
You've got the fact that Ataraxia has an op right now, and not everyone is on deagles and 5.7s is something else. I mean, look at the buy right now for Crew. Preversive on dualies. I typically favor the P250 over the dualies. I'm not sure what you got to say about that. I mean, at least against full guns.
Against head Kev, I'm buying P250 every day. I actually been playing it with the P250 more recently. I've been picking that gun up a little bit. It's been nice. We'll see what the decision is here. I believe we're in just a short, brief flyover, as we might be able to close out this thing here and now. Once and for all here, Bestia come out on top in this round that looks so comforting in the very get-go. Reality is that there has been a little bit of struggles here for this Bestia camp to try and finish the job.
Ataraxia op, going for a peek down into the canals. Another HE to the sky. That one doesn't see Noxy. He takes cover behind the pillar. And a lot of the utility use, desperately looking for an opening pick with that op. Not meant to be. Honda gonna eat a flashbang, dive back in. He's gonna get flashback in himself, but oh, it's Cassini to save his teammate. And an opening pick for Bestia. No util remaining for Crew. And a squeeze here on the A site.
Yeah, starting to close out and put a lot of pressure on Riggy here. Not a lot of support coming through, although they do actually buy enough time, and it might be the best decision. Leo DRK rerouting into this cubby in towards middle. Will he ever get cleared? They're side by side right now, and he walks right into his crosshair. It doesn't get any easier than that. No scope coming through from Ataraxia, but that's the alarm bells here to scale quickly and efficiently into this B-bomb site.
He's been hurt as well. Leo, hearing him sprinting around spawn, hoping to make a move every which way, but tough luck, Ataraxia. This was not meant to be. Some rounds that never should have been. Well, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Bestia take it 13-10. There's a couple tech pauses, some momentum stoppers right there down the stretch. And, well, they will lock it in eventually.
fantastic close right there coming through from BESTIA. A little bit dicey there on Anubis, maybe, right? You're taking into consideration a little bit of shaky post plants, right? And they do eventually figure it out with a couple of rounds that had to look maybe so confident that there was never even a retake involved. That's what was needed. Things that you have to iron out, I think, is still showing up here for BESTIA, right? I mean, you definitely are right when you talk about the firepower in this team looking very promising here, and the aggressive riflers, and the idea that everyone's going to want to buy into the Noxy system. I think all of those are really key contributors to this roster winning long term. But now I think there's a little bit of trust necessary to build in between these players and these teams here.
Yeah, we'll check into our Kadia player to watch for the evening. The map of Anubis was a little bit slower here for Leo DRK, but still maintained a positive KD through and through. And I mean, still got the job done towards the end of the day. It was Luchov just to make sure that this map ended in the favor of BESTIA. And I mean, he definitely has been the most solid player on BESTIA so far this year.
Yeah, he's just been consistently outputting for this team so far, which kind of came as a surprise when we saw the explosive nature that Thomason kind of showed up with towards the tail end of last year, you know. But you kind of shake that off and you see, okay, we got a couple of serious stars on the roster. We add Leo DRK into the equation, and I think this team has a pretty high ceiling, right? I mean, obviously, I think Kaysen's still going to be long-term a bit of a developing presence on this team, but expectations are looking good here for this roster in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I mean, BESTIA with the firepower upgrades show some of that firepower throughout today. Leo DRK on Nuke, Luchov taking it down on Anubis. That's going to wrap up here on South America, but coming up in just 30 minutes, it's going to be NRG versus Nouns right here where you are. So don't go anywhere. Myself and Cole will be taking you through it, and we'll be back in just a short one. NRG Nouns coming up.
There's no time to play. Climb out the sheets, find the jeans from a previous day. Grab the keys from off the counter. Commute into the city, gonna take another hour. Man, I hate trading time for a